Hello, everyone. I'm going to wait for a few people to hop on here. It's this gross, rainy morning. So, I have a topic on my mind that I have addressed before. I addressed it probably the last time in depth about a few months ago. But being that it's a rainy, foggy, disgusting morning and it kind of gives you that feeling of like not wanting to do anything, I had it on my mind again. So, I'm going to allow a few people to hop on here. And I got my coffee here and my nice mug. Let some people hop on here. Hopefully people hop on here. Yesterday it took people a little while. It looks like we have someone here. Who's that? I don't know. It's not telling me. Hello, whoever you are. We're going to talk today about a topic I brought up before, and it's a really rainy, foggy, disgusting morning, and it was on my mind again. So it's obviously in the title. We're going to talk a little bit about the word motivation, what it means, what our misconceptions of motivation are, and how that word is used incorrectly by most of us in a way that does us no favors. So I'm going to wait a little while and get into it. Sorry, guys. Looks like connection is low today, too. I don't know. It's rainy and foggy and gross. So if it keeps cutting me out, hey Trevor, what's up? I think it may be cutting me out in and out, so I'm going to try to just like keep that in mind. The network has been weird lately. Hey Jackie, what's up? Cool. So you got a few people on here. I might wait like another minute just to like get people on here. But I was saying before, if you didn't hear this, that the last time I talked about this topic was a couple months ago. It's a really rainy, gross, foggy, disgusting morning today. It's the kind of morning that makes you literally want to do nothing. The kind of morning that makes you not want to do anything. The kind of morning that makes you not want to get out of bed. And it was on my mind again, so I figured I would address it. And we're going to talk today a little bit about our misconceptions behind the word motivation, right? How we use it incorrectly and how that doesn't do us any services. Hey, Andrea, doesn't do us any favors, so to speak. So let's get into it. We have a few people, and those people who come on late can just watch the replay because I'm trying to make these a little bit more short, like concise and a little shorter. So let's get into it a little bit, okay? So the question of why can't I stay motivated, right? We all go through this, most of us anyway. And the first thing I want to say is that it's not that you can't stay motivated and that other people can stay motivated. It's not that the point is that it's not your problem, right? There's nothing wrong fundamentally with you, right? Hey, Andrea, what's up? Hey. So, for example, if you see, looks like connection's going in and out. But, for example, if you see me in the gym and you can't get yourself there, whatever, it's not that you have a problem and I don't, and you can't stay motivated and I can, right? The difference is your mindset about the word, right? The difference is not that some people are motivated all of the time and some people aren't. It's not that some people are motivated all the time and some people aren't. It's actually that some people understand the true definition of the word and have had a mindset shift around the word motivation, and other people are complacent. They look at the word, they accept it for the meaning that we place on it when we speak, and they don't ask any further questions. So basically that's what I'm going to get into today, right? So there are two fundamental things going on right here, okay? Number one is people don't understand the definition of the word motivation, right? We use it. It's kind of like the word ironic, right? People use it incorrectly in speech, and that's why we have a misunderstanding of it, right? So number one, people don't understand the true definition. And then number two, because of that, right? Because of that, we have an awful mindset surrounding the word. We have an awful mindset surrounding the word and the concept of the word. And those people who are successful in supposedly keeping themselves motivated, right? They haven't figured out any secret that the rest of us don't have. All they've done is address the real definition of the word and had a mindset shift regarding it. So I want to explain it this way. Okay. So we cannot dependency on something, right? Dependency on something assumes that it is consistent, right? Assumes that it is consistent. So for example, if you depend on your income, it's consistent, right? If you find a $20 bill on the ground one day, you're not going to quit your job and say, wow, I found a $20 bill on the ground today. Like maybe if this happens every day, I'll have an income. And that's, sorry guys, looks like the network connection is really, looks like the network connection is like really bad today. I hope you guys can hear me. The network connection has been awful. But like I said, we depend on things in our lives that are consistent, right? You cannot like build a dependency on something that is inconsistent. So If you have a steady income, a stable job, you can depend on that income. But if you find $20 on the ground one day and it's out of the blue, right? Something that isn't going to happen all the time, you're not going to say, oh, I'm going to quit my job now and depend on finding money on the ground all of the time, right? And it's the same with motivation, right? People have the mistake of thinking that those people who are successful at reaching their goals, those people who are successful at supposedly appearing motivated, they think that they're motivated all the time. They think that people who get themselves in the gym and are fit, they think they want to do it all the time. They're motivated all the time. And the difference between you and those people is not that you're less motivated and they're more motivated. The difference is that you have accepted the definition that you have wrongly placed on the word motivation. And these people have looked further and said, look, this isn't really what motivation is, and changed their mindset surrounding it. So what I want to tell you is that motivation is fleeting. It is by definition a fleeting concept. In the same way that you can't trust that you're going to find money on the ground every day, so you need a stable income. You can't trust that you're going to be motivated every single day that you wake up, right? I wasn't motivated when I woke up this morning and it was rainy and foggy and disgusting, but why did I go to the gym? I went to the gym because I don't have a dependency on motivation. I didn't quit my job hoping to find $20 on the ground every day just because it happened once, right? I found a different way, right? So when we use the word motivation, we have this assumption that it's something that we're supposed to have all of the time. And that's just not the case, right? Motivation is fleeting. So if you don't have it all the time, what does that make you? That makes you human, right? If all humans in the history of in the history of like the trajectory that we have had as a human species, if every single human ever depended on motivation to do anything, we would be we would not be as far as we are. We wouldn't get shit done. If every single one of us in the world right now depended on motivation to do things, the world would literally shut down. Everything would shut down, right? Buildings, everything, the functions of everything would shut down. And all of the discoveries that we've made would not have been made. Yeah, so motivation is fickle. Yeah, I love that. But what I love to say is that motivation is fleeting, right? So there's back to my analogy here, right? When you are depending on something, you can only build dependency on something that is consistent, like a stable income. So if you find money on the ground, you're not going to quit your job. If you find money on the ground, you're not going to quit your job and say, hey, maybe this will happen every day, right? You have to depend on the consistency of it. And it's the same with motivation. But the problem is that most people are trying to depend on finding $20 on the ground every day. They're trying to depend on waking up every morning and being motivated. And when they see other people successful, they think those people are motivated all the time and there's something wrong with them. But there isn't anything wrong with them aside from, like I said, two things: a lack of understanding the definition of the word motivation, which is fleeting, and number two, right? You need to have that mindset shift. Number two, you need to have that mindset shift. Connection is so bad. I'm sorry, guys. Number two, you need to have that mindset shift around the meaning of the word itself. So if motivation is fleeting and you can't have it all the time, how do we then combat that? And how does anybody reach their goals, right? You make it a routine. You make it a routine. And this is going to go back to the video I discussed, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday, right? You make it I think it was Tuesday. You make it a routine and you make it a non-negotiable. You make it a routine and you make it a non-negotiable in your life, right? I teach women how to have the tools, right, to get themselves to their goals without waking up every day being motivated, because none of us are. I'm certainly not. And on a day like today, rainy, foggy, disgusting, it's really easy to let that take over. So go over that mindset shift. If you have to, look up the word motivation in a dictionary and figure out what it means, right? Don't accept, like many things in our lives, connection is so bad. I'm sorry, guys. Like connection is so bad. I'm sorry, guys. Like many things in our lives, right? We accept the value that we place on it. We accept the way that other people are using this word, right? Without question. We're complacent to question it. Look it up in a dictionary, right? Look it up. Figure out what it means to you, and know that it's fleeting. It's fleeting for everyone. It's fleeting even for the most successful people. So if you need help building a routine, if you need a game plan, that's what I do for women. That's what I help them figure out, right? Most of us can't do that on our own. That's just the fact of the matter. We think we can for 15 years, and then finally we realize that we haven't been. So just skip that step. Skip that step. Talk to me. I would love to. Comment, like, share, right? This is a mindset shift. Think about the word motivation and change it, especially with the new year coming up, right? Especially with New Year's coming up, all of that stuff, right? That's what happens. People go to the gym in January and they say, I can't stay motivated, and they stop. You are accepting the definition of the word motivation that is wrong. You are accepting that definition and allowing it to stop you. You are accepting that definition and allowing it to stop you. And if you, number one, just reiterate the true meaning of the word, figure that out. And number two, have a mindset shift then around that and how you have to proceed around motivation. Things change, right? Those people who are successful are no different from the rest of us, right? They're no more motivated than the rest of us. They've simply figured out how to combat the fickle and the fleeting nature of that concept, okay? So change your mindset on it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Comment, like, share. I'm gonna sign off now because connection is so bad and I think it's skipping out and I keep like repeating what I'm saying. So have a great Friday. And I will talk to you guys soon.